In last month's questions that practitioners asked, I was exploring why do I always feel so overwhelmed? Overwhelm is a term that comes out of the practitioner community probably the most. We're feeling stretched thin, we're burnt out, we're overextended, and just, days where we're like, oh, I'm not getting to anything, nothing's happening, what's happening? So overwhelm is a very common thing for practitioners. For a lot of that, the reasoning comes in because of the structure that we build for ourselves as practitioners. Firstly, either aren't the right structures for us, or we just don't have any structure. We're just kind of there, here's my service, this is what I'm doing, give me your money, let's do the session. And for, if you want to make a quick couple of bucks this week, then okay, cool, like go for it, do it that way. But if you're looking to build a long-term sustainable practice for yourself, you're going to need structure. You're going to need a structured business. So that means things like administrative structures, social media posting structures. You're running the things like your client onboarding. There's a structure. There's so many different structures that come into play when being a practitioner. It also depends on what type of practitioner you are. For myself, I have my client information form that's in my onboarding process. I have my waiver and my liability form that's in my onboarding process. I also have a mentoring contract that's part of my onboarding process. So just in my onboarding process, I have different structures, and those 3 structures that I've just given you, I need those. I need those, and my clients need those. Client information, I need to know who I'm talking to, right? Like, what is your name and what is your contact details so I can actually reach out to you and connect with you. Liabilities and waivers, because I teach different yogic elements. That's just good practice. And for contract, that lets my clients know what the expectations are. What are my cancellation policies? Do I have confidentiality agreements in place? How does it work if you need to reschedule an appointment? How does the scheduling process work? So all of these things are there. So not just to keep your container structured and sustainable, it also helps your clients feel more confident and comfortable to actually work with you. It really shows genuineness in the way that you're operating your business, so that you don't have a cancellation policy, for example, and now all of a sudden the client is like, well, I need to cancel my session. How does that work? And you're like, I don't know. I've never had a cancellation before. No one's ever canceled on me. Why would I have that policy? Who would want to cancel? The people are going to cancel. It happens. Life happens. So having things in place like that, it gives your clients trust and confidence in you as a practitioner. So not just your service and your modality. Like, you could be phenomenal at the service and modality that you offer, but coming from a structured perspective, if your clients are seeing a lack of structure, lack of stability, lack of trust, I don't want to work with this person, no matter how great their modality is. So understand that having supportive structures in place for your practice really is to your benefit, because it's going to build far stronger relationships between you and your clients. So it's there for a reason. They're tedious, they're annoying, and you're like, I don't want to build these structures. If your structures feel tedious and annoying, they're the wrong structures for you. You're building the wrong things. Your structures should always feel supportive. For me, when I'm working out the structures for my business, I will test a couple of them out, ones that I know should be there and what ideally they should look like. And in testing them out, if they're causing me more overwhelm, they're causing me more stress, and I'm just like, what the heck is happening? Those are not good structures for me or my business. Systems and structures are there to support you and your business as well as your clients. And it really does go a long way in cultivating a trust-based relationship with your clients. if you're watching this inside school, let's start the conversation in the comments. Let's chat about what do your systems and structures look like. Have you got any systems and structures? I'll share a couple of mine down in the comments. I'll get the conversation going. I'll share what some of my structures actually look like that I use. But I want to hear from you. Like, what structures are you using? Are they working for you? How are your structures making you feel? Do you feel good about your structures? Do they feel supportive? Do they feel exhausting, tiring, overwhelming? I hate structure. Like, what are you feeling about these things? And if you want to make this the deep dive in exploring like how to actually cultivate sustainable structures for yourself and your business, vote for it in the comment section. We can absolutely make this the deep dive for February. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I don't know why. School is so much more fun. Like, come join the school community. Link is in the description. It's free. Like, come join the conversation, man. No pressure. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you're too cool for school, that's also okay. And I still want to hear from you. So drop in the comments. Tell me about your structures. How do you feel about your structures? Do they feel supportive? Do they feel yucky? Do they feel overwhelming? I'm indifferent. I don't need them. I really want to hear from you. Like, what is your whole view around having structures for you as a professional practitioner? What do they look like, and how are they supporting you? Are they supporting you? And all the good things. Yeah, let's get the conversation going.